With hurricane season set to begin on June 1st, we're getting a look at how scientists are working to protect not only coastal communities, but also our national security. The Department of Defense has more than 1,700 military installations around the world along coastal areas, and many of them are vulnerable to storm surge. Manuel Bojorquez has more on a unique experiment that aims to reduce the risk of flooding by building structures that replicate natural reefs.
When Hurricane Michael roared across the Florida Panhandle in 2018, it made landfall near Tyndall Air Force Base with a storm surge of up to 14 feet, leaving $3 billion in damage.
If our bases are not functioning, Tyndall Air Force Base, it's still not a functioning base. So that whole Air Force Base, all of the things that it did to help protect our country are not functioning out of that facility anymore.
Dr. Catherine Campbell is with the federal government's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. It's funding 3 university research teams to create hybrid reef structures that mimic oyster beds and coral reefs, which can actually dissipate the power of waves. A type of coral reef defense they've aptly named Reefence.
When a wave passes over a reef structure, it actually causes the wave to break and dissipate its energy offshore instead of on the beach where we have human infrastructure and buildings and things we want to protect. These are things that can be relatively easily cast or potentially 3D printed.
Dr. Andrew Baker at the University of Miami's Rosenthal School leads one of the teams. They're looking into what type of structure and material may work best by testing models in a wave tank.
Just here in Miami-Dade County, coral reefs are worth something like $650 million a year in averted storm damages. And once you put that kind of a dollar value on it, you actually realize that we've got to protect these ecosystems because they save our bottom line.
But they are under constant threat from climate change, pollution, and disease. So the research here includes finding creatures and hybrid structures that appear better equipped to handle those challenges.
This is one of the sort of pilot small structures that we've designed.
For researcher Margaret Miller, it's like creating a new ecosystem.
It's not just the coral. There's an entire community that you need around the coral in order for the coral to thrive. They're not going to grow in isolation. And so it's a lot of those different pieces of the community that we're trying to put together at one time.
But in order for Reefence to work, the research has to take place as far as the country is wide.
We're in the Pacific, so different species of coral, different wave energy environments.
Dr. Ben Jones with the University of Hawaii leads a team of researchers testing their models at Oregon State University's Wave Research Facility. They're not only working with other species, but reef structures that must endure somewhat different conditions.
In our case, we have long period, high energy waves that we felt we needed a large distributed system to help reduce that wave energy.
On either coast, however, storms are altering the landscape.
We are getting storms every year that are damaging our coastlines and our infrastructure. So this is really something we need to work at. And waiting for coral reefs to grow back is something we really don't have the time for.
A race to protect critical coastlines using a blueprint provided by nature. For CBS Saturday Morning, Manuel Bojorquez, Miami.
Fascinating.
Innovation is good.
Yes,
Yeah, nice to replace them. Even better if we can preserve them.
Yes,
A little harder.
really great point. Let's do more of that.